Having the ability to repair or replace a tyre when travelling in remote Australia will not only give you peace of mind, but the confidence to tackle the great outback. Watch Adrian in the following demonstration show you just how easy it can be.
I'll give you a little bit of history on this first of all. The guy that invented it, this bloke here, 75-year-old German engineer here in Adelaide, real bad arthritis in his back and shoulders. His problem wasn't breaking the bead, his problem was actually putting the tyre back on. So this was invented to put the tyre on. But you'll see as a bead breaker it does a very good job of that as well. It's actually set up for putting the tyre back on at the moment from when I finished off last time. We just need to turn it back into a bead breaker. Pretty simple thing to do. Just a matter of getting rid of this little hook that we've got here. We just turn it over like so, so we've got a rolled edge there. In that position you can break beads from 6 inch through to 15, and we can extend right out to a 19 inch rim. So you've got plenty of coverage. Then it's just a matter of sitting it on top of the tyre next to the edge of the rim with a foot. This end just floats on the top of the rim, just sits there just like that. And we've got an anchor we drop down into the centre of the rim. Pretty much every rim's got a hole in the middle located on the hub. If not, we've got an adapter for that as well. Now, depending on the depth of the rim that you're working on, to which one of these 4 positions we put the block into, all we're trying to do is to get that angle as close to this angle as we can. That's the direction we want to go in, that's the direction we should be pulling out. Okay, once you've got it set up, you just need a 19mm or 3/4 spanner to operate. Simple matter of winding it down. For the purpose of the demonstration though, because I know this tyre's been on and off all day, it's a very unfair demonstration really. So what I've done, I've just whacked a stack of air in there. We should have somewhere around 30 pound of air in there by now. We won't let any air out, we'll break the bead with the air in there. Just so you can see how much power the tool really does give us. More important, how much effort I'm going to put into it to get the power out of it. The tool's creating 8 tonne of force, so you can imagine what sort of material it's made out of through these small moving components to take that force. Being a German engineer, the old bloke obviously knew what to use and what not to use, but he didn't have a lot of effort to put into it. Yeah. So you see there now, she's pushed the bead past the safety, starting to let the air out. No effort at all. Once the bead's in the well, give it a good shove forward, it'll come off in one position. But the tool was not invented in any way, shape or form to do that. That was only a throw off. It was invented to put the tyre back on. So I'll show you that as well. Before you work on the deep side of the rim, I always find it a big advantage to pull the tyre up over the narrow side of the rim first. Most people break both of the beads, then start taking the tyre off. We've got to do that sooner or later. If we do it now, what you're really going to do is load the tyre up like a big rubber band and use the tension of the tyre to your own advantage. And it's normally the sort of job that any advantage you can get is a pretty good one. It's normally 40 degrees out in the desert somewhere, on a tree to be seen. So you can see now that bit of tension that we've created there. If that tyre is doing anything at all, it's got to be trying to help itself off, and that's the deep side it's helping us on. That's the harder one because now there's no well for the tyre to drop into. The other thing to take a bit of notice of the whole time we do the job, the tyre stays on top of the table. So a tailgate of a vehicle, tray of a ute, a camping table, something where we're out of the dirt, sand and mud. Big advantage when you rebead it, put it all back together, you haven't got all the garbage sticking to the lubrication, causing you more problems. More important to me though, the whole time I work I got my back straight. I got a lot more control over what's going on when you're upright like this than chasing around on the ground. Now on the deep side it'll normally take us 2 or 3 positions. You'll see here what I mean by an unfair demonstration. That tension that we've got there, that tension's actually pulling that tyre off. It's certainly helping, but it's never going to happen unless you had it off 5 minutes ago. Normally the tyre will only come off about that much. While it's clamped down in position, your hands are available, you're not hanging on things or belting things. You've got a great opportunity to get some decent lubrication in there between the tyre and rim. If it came off that much, I'd double it. That's where I'd put the tool in the next position, just work my way around. Okay, to put him back on again now, we just need to make the adjustment to the tool. While I'm doing that, have a good look at the seal of the tyre, that edge along there, just so you can see what damage I've done to that. Me and a mallet, the amount of times it's been on and off, I don't think it'd look much like that. And with our tubeless tyres, it's not the bead, it's the seal. Very important part when it comes to pumping the tyre back up. The size of the hole we're going to put the air in through is only a 1/8 hole through the stem, so any damage around this edge that adds up to that, letting out what you're putting in, you're going to have a real problem. So now we just turn this end over so we get the little hook protruding outwards, like so. In that position you can fit a 13, 14, 15, right through to your 19 again. The only thing that I have already done is fitted the retaining bolt, this one here. That's the one that's packed in through the tool. Right. It's the pivot point for the spreader. I've just locked it into there to make a post out of it. Now we need a bit of lubrication on the tool itself. And all I'm using for lubrication is a bit of old Lux Flakes all mushed up into a paste. There's some of that in the kit for you as well. Make this section here nice and slippery. You'll see when we get to the end of the job why that's important. Lift the tyre up, slip it in there between the tyre and rim, so now it's hooked to the rim, it can't come back any further this way. Pull the opposite side of the tyre away from the rim, just open up the gap for the tool to drop into. Do the same thing we did to break the bead, drop the anchor into the centre of the rim and wind it down till it touches the rim again. And as when we broke the bead, the tool went forward as well as go down, it'll do the same thing now, which will do two separate jobs for you. It'll do the bit you're trying to do when you're standing on top of the tyre. Normally doing a bit of a dance up on there, trying to hold the tyre down and direct it into the well, but it's also doing something we can't do, apply tension to the tyre. Exactly what a tyre machine does before they put the arm on and feed the tyre back on. If you watch a bloke with a tyre machine, doesn't matter how fancy the machine is, he's got to get the mop out, dip it in the bucket, lubricate the tyre. Very important we do that as well. Then we just need to use the hooked end of the levers, sit them onto the edge of the rim, trace around till we touch the tyre and just feed the tyre over the edge of the rim. Do that evenly on both sides and the tool does the rest. It's using the tension to pull the bead into the well. The guide will guide it in there. About halfway, if you watch the tyre properly, you see it just shoot forward there as it went into the well. So now it's kept it in where it's designed to be. The tension will keep it there. We just keep taking nice little bites, feeding it on.
Done it many times with trucks years ago though without this tap.
Yep. Just take nice little bites until you get to the point where the tyre starts to come away from the retaining bolt, which is about where we are there now. We'll just give him one more. There she goes. Just watch yourself there. There we go. Okay, once we get to that stage, disconnect the tool, slide it back to the stopper. That's why the lubrication was important when we started off. The tyre will slip down onto the last landing. It's now captured. It can't come back up the ramp. We can get rid of those. Use that as your third lever. Just roll it off the edge and on she goes. Because we've done no damage to the seal, just using a high volume 12 volt pump that we've also got here, we won't have any problems in sealing the tyre back on the rim again as a tubeless tyre. You can see I've tied no ropes around it, haven't bounced it up and down the road, haven't touched it, it's pumping up nice and easy. If I took a nick out of the bead the size of a lead and a pencil, what's going in, it'd be coming out just as quick. So think about what these cost you, times that by 5 or 6, how many carting around with you, makes this look like peanuts really. You see how quick these little pumps are as well? There goes the front one, back one's on, done. Very quick.
Check further within our DVD for a detailed instructional step-by-step video. The R&R Bead Breaker, using your brain, not your back, to fix your tyres, no matter where you are.